share. And let's do this thing. Give me in.
Yo, en 3.
You won't get it right. It doesn't matter what you try and do. We are here. We're here to stay. Transit Ringers is here to stay. Hey, so my name is Isaac. I'm your host. I don't know today. I don't know if I'm a host or what am I, or I'm the accused, or I don't know, but I'm something, right? I just want to paint a very important picture for you guys to understand certain things. One, when General Mkonazi went live and called a press conference, we must all remember that he only called a press conference after he has done a few things. After he has reported these matters and some of the issues that he raised on the press conference, he raised them with institutions, including Parliament. And then you come back, there's the DA representative, I think, in the Portfolio Committee of Justice, Bradenbach, then says that you were wrong for you to call a press conference. You were supposed to come back to us and not go to the public. And not go to the public, because what you've now done, you've opened the can of worms. Now we are picking up the pieces, and they don't like that. They don't like it when they are on the back foot. They don't like it when you push them to a corner. They don't like it when all they need to do is to defend themselves. They don't like it. That's why they want to subject General Mkonazi to a process that they have control over. So process is a it's a good thing from an operations point of view. But in a country where there's so much corruption, process is weaponized. It is used to silence people. That's why when you have spoken, you are a whistleblower and you are hidden somewhere, they will go find you there because you are still silent, because you would have spoken to somebody quietly and your issues. So they will take you as a whistleblower and take you to what they call a safe house. But in a state where even a safe house, criminals who find themselves in the police service often share that information of your details, and sometimes whistleblowers get compromised. And that's the reason why we have more dead or unalived whistleblowers than those that are still alive. I'm painting this picture because I want us as a country to understand that there's legway for process, but there's a point where process does not mean anything. This country has suffered a lot from corruption. And the one thing that the people that are corrupt have mastered is to keep us silent, and they will take your report and take it to the same person that you're complaining about. And you know what that person will do about you, because then you become a threat to that person. So blowing things, it's important. Of course, we have a responsibility to make sure that every time when you mention people's names, you mention that responsibly and you can back all your allegations. You can't just be calling people names on hearsay. But when you call people names, you must know what you're talking about and you must be able to back it up. And that's why some of them will try a lot of other things that I'm going to talk about today. So that's General Mukhonazi. So the system is on the defensive right now because he called the public. So the safest place for anybody who has information on corruption or wrongdoing, the safest place, carefully though, is for these things to be out in the public, because then we know the people that are targeting you. Then we know the people that are angry with you. Then we know people that you have upset. And when anything happens to you, we know who are the people that you spoke about, and we know the person with motive to unalive you. We understand that. So don't hide, sit with things there, but be responsible when you speak. As transit ringers, we are going to call people names, but we're going to call people names responsibly with evidence. All of us woke up to the news, I think yesterday and the day before, that the CEO of IDT took money, 60,000 rand. Man, give me that thing. Give me that 60,000 rand. Let me show you what we can do with 60,000 rand in bringing down corruption. Bring it to us. He goes to a DM journalist, DM Daily Maverick. He goes to a Daily Maverick journalist. He says that, I want you to be quiet. I don't want you to write anything about me anymore. Can we please silence this thing now? What will it cost? For now, I have hard cash, 200 notes, 60,000, a lot more will be coming. Tell me what you want. I just want you silent. Can you please give me that? And this guy, he says, okay, let me see the money. Did you see? And some white envelope comes, hey, envelope comes out on the table, money. Bandaged. Hey guys, hey, my heart was beating because I knew that I needed that 60,000 for what is coming. My things are hectic here myself. I don't know what to do. That 60,000 can do things for me. So listen, and this guy says that I know that people that are corrupt, the one thing that they want is to remove the news from the public domain. And they will do anything and everything to silence you. There are types, there are categories of silencing. One is an envelope. It could be brown or white or black, I don't know. Two, they could literally just send you people to unalive you. Three, they can take you to court. And when they go to court, they will often say they don't have too many other things that they want to say. They just want you to be quiet. And they will say that you speak so much. We are dinner. And I know that I give people nightmares. So family, my people in South Africa, in Botswana, in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has become one of our biggest countries, and what, an island, yeah? Buddha? An island, yeah? Yeah. So, and the UK, welcome. We appreciate you guys. We've seen what you're doing on the numbers of our viewers. You're doing great. But we also appreciate the people in the Eastern Cape because your numbers are really looking great. And it is because we focused on the Eastern Cape, not because the Eastern Cape is the only or the most corrupt. On our radar, because of the information that we have, we believe that the Department of Transport in the Eastern Cape is corrupt. And nobody is going to take that away from us. So I came here to come and tell you that I'm sure you can see the title of this live. The show has just begun. The MEC has decided to take us to court. Okay? That's the MEC. He's saying, where Isaac, you talk a lot and you talk a lot of crap. I'm going to go and ask the court to silence you. Because you've made allegations about me. You have said I am corrupt. You have said that I've contributed to conflict. You have said I've all type of any English you can find. And yes, I can't say no because yes, I have said these things. I can't deny them because they are in my transcripts on the show that we published an ad, flighted on the 7th of July, I think, just after General Mkonazi. We flighted a show that was hot. Because then, I want you guys to understand that that show where I started calling people by names, it was after I have written numerous letters to the department, to the MEC, to the chief director, everyone has received my letter. Every single one has received my letter. This is the danger with the process. They say, send us letters so that we can attend to your matter. And you send them the letters, they keep them there. And then I got pissed. And I came here after General Mkonazi and I lost it. And I know I did. And I know that MEC, probably the spokesperson and the legal people are here. I'm not going to talk about the merit of the case, but welcome. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. We appreciate your presence. Don't forget to record. Record that, yes, I said these things. And I'm going to go to court to tell the court that the Department of Transport is corrupt. And I'm going to give the court evidence not only of the things that we have spoken about. The corruption in the Department of Transport runs deep. It goes to infrastructure. It goes to fleet. It goes to scholar transport. It is deep in the Department of Transport. So MEC, if you are watching, I'm sure you are watching in your big screen. You got our YouTube link. You can watch there. I have wanted an opportunity to come and show you that department you are presiding over is corrupt. And therefore, you as the political head of the department, you are going to take the fall because you, even if you inherited some of these wrongdoings, you did not do anything about them. But I want South Africa to understand that part of the reasons why we're doing this, we want to make sure that there is no other person who dies as a result of taxi violence. Here is my position and the position of this channel. Is that taxi violence, the killings and the conflicts that we've seen over the years, government and government corruption has contributed. It has contributed. But this is not something we say loosely. MEC, before we came to you, in January, we wrote to the public protector and we requested the public protector to investigate the role of government in conflicts and taxi wars. We believe, we hold a very strong view that everywhere where there is violence, people are fighting over routes. Because the Department of Transport throughout the country, the minister knows this, by the way. Before I wrote to you, I wrote to the minister in January, and I said, the minister, your department is killing black people, and black people are just trying to survive. But the role that the permits and the corrupt system has played in this conflict has brought us to this situation. There's no one MEC who's going to go free. In Gauteng, as we speak, call them. Call MEC Tlabela now. They are sitting with letters from the public protector on the question of the role of government. And I'm saying that the role that government has played, and that role, that's why sometimes they say that we err by commission and by omission. When you don't do something about something, you create an opportunity for it to happen. But I will detail this in court looking at you, eyeball to eyeball. So I welcome the opportunity to come and tell you that that department is really corrupt and you have allowed certain things. You have not acted on certain things, and you know why you didn't. All the PSC reports that we've been sitting with, there's a person, Cecilane, that we've been talking about, was appointed in that position in 2016. In 2019, he was found to have been appointed irregularly. 2017, 2025, he's still in that position. Your office is still thinking about what to do about him. But it's okay. We will advance an argument on all of these things. The case against Pilisile Milani is opened, is in the Eastern Cape. Is in Queenstown. I think it's 385. Because we are not going to say things and not say and not prove any of the things that we say. There's been problems with fleet for years. There are people of interest there that we are looking at who came from another company and are running that fleet services. Hey, it's about to get nice. The PSC report on infrastructure that just came, what we found about all of those things are going to form part of so a court case is a double-edged sword, and I'm going to prepare for it. Going to prove on scholar transport, corruption on infrastructure, corruption in fleet, corruption in everything, supply chain, everything we will show you by the reports. We will show you by the minutes of that. Until you've given me access, the dance floor is ready. So I just came here not to speak about the case because they say it's sub judice. I don't know what that English means. But I am told that don't talk too much about these things, but I am just here to confirm that I am going to defend this case because corruption exists in that department. Corruption exists in that department, and I am still saying you are aware of it. And if you are aware of it and not doing anything about it, the court will tell you what that means. So my friend, get ready. I can see the court papers are very limited. They're very scanty on detail, but it's okay. This is your application. The application to silence somebody who speaks the truth about the things you know. I'm here to announce that I will not be quiet. I will meet you in court to defend it. And I'll bring my best game. Because this that we're doing here, the ultimate goal is to make sure that nobody ever dies or is unalived as a result of the conflicts that are caused by corrupt government officials. You've had your time. The people in that department are tired. Others are being targeted as we speak. People have lost vehicles. I want to use this opportunity to say, every person who was involved in scholar transport, we have a list, but everyone who wishes to tell us their story, you have lost your vehicles because you were not paid, or your vehicle became impounded because it was not serviced as a result of not being paid. Your parent or the owner of the license holder passed on as a result of stress based on these things. All of that information we want. Because these things are real things that have affected people. So we are bringing the game. So we will compartmentalize it. We're going to give it to you from fleet. We're going to give it to you from infrastructure development. We're going to give it to you from scholar transport, taxis, supply chain, so that you have an appreciation of how deep the problem is. So when supply chain is affected, you must know that the CFO is affected. And I'm going to say it, that the CFO in that department is compromised. And you know it. So we're blowing that department wide open for South Africans to see. Let me apologize to the people of the Eastern Cape. I know that we speak a lot about the Eastern Cape as if the Eastern Cape is the only province that's... No, it's not. We just want to make sure that when we are done with the province and we move to another one, my next province is Free State. For now, we need to conclude this one, and we're going to conclude it in style in court. We're going in there, guns blading. Talk to me nicely. One of my guys say that here. Talk to me nicely, because we're going in there. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it look good. Taxi owners, taxi operators, and taxi associations. This has never been about you. It has always been just to make sure that those that are in the department that are causing the confusion and problems are taken care of, because I honestly believe that associations can take care of themselves. And the conflict, and this is a message to the minister. Minister, I want you to know that I know the lie that is contained in the NLTA. So the NLTA talks about you can apply for a license even if you don't belong to an association. But if the route that you are applying for has already been allocated to an association, the applicant must get an approval from the association. Because if the association that is operating that route says that you can't, citing reasons of overtrading, blah, 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 that application will not be successful. Therefore, those that are saying, no, you can trade as much as you want, you can take as many vehicles as you want, it's not possible, because the constitution of the association that is operating specific routes always will speak about the number of people and the number of vehicles each member must have. Now, is the constitution of the association bigger than the constitution of the republic? No. The constitution of an association governs the members because it's a voluntary association. You enter in that space and you say that I am signing a contract to be governed by this constitution. Therefore, your right, the only time when you want to exercise your right to trade outside the parameters of an association is when you get out. But for as long as you are part of the association, you are confined, you are contractually bound by the constitution of that organization. So I am not interested in some individuals that are sending messages and say that it's my right to trade. No, no, no. If all of those permits that you have obtained, you have sent through the recommendation and the letterhead of the association, even when the constitution says that you can only do this, you must know that you have used the power or the letterhead or the power of that organization wrongly or to your benefit. And that is not right in terms of the law. The person who I am answering this to knows. Stop going around and saying that you have a constitutional right. You bound yourself by signing a contract with an association. And you said that the rules and governance of this association, I'll subject myself to it. When you want out of that, you jump, you send a letter of resignation, otherwise you remain. If you don't know what this means, go and ask Esma Hashule, who was challenging the ANC and say that you don't have the power to do this and that and that. And the court found that because you subjected yourself to the constitution of the ANC, you can't say that Rule 225.7 is wrong when it's working against you. So the constitutions of the associations are governing our contractual arrangements between the members. And the NLTA appreciates and recognizes the associations. So when an association is used or weaponized against its members and one person or a few people get more licenses than the other using the recommendation of the same organization or the same association, that is inappropriate. It is law. You can read about it. So stop making some noise. So the minister, the contradiction I'm talking about is the expectation, this statement that is written and creates an impression that you can apply as an individual, when in practice, NLTA recognizes itself that you will not be able to practice in that specific route if the association says no. But this is also an opportunity for associations to get themselves together. Please pull yourself together. You are a business. Stop being bullied. If your constitution as an association says that people would only receive 5 operating license or recommendations to obtain 5 operating license, don't allow people to do that. So do an audit. Go check that if a person says that I have 5 or 10 vehicles, go check if the operating license, part of their supporting document, was it the recommendation from the association? And if it was, it means that the association was wrongly used. It's free education. You can see what you do with that information, but we're not there. There's a big boss here who has said that we must be silenced. We're not going to be silenced. We're going to fight to the latter. So the people of the Eastern Cape, I'm going to be a guest soon there, and you know how hectic it's gonna be. You know how hectic. So we need prayers. We need help, support in any form. We need support so that we can This mountain, this is a High Court matter. It's in Bisho. It's a High Court matter that we're going to defend. It's in the matter, the case 25/131223, a matter between Xolile Ngata, MEC of Transport, who's the plaintiff or the applicant in the Eastern Cape, and Mr. Isaac Lesole, who's the defendant or the respondent, and considering us. It's a notice of motion. So the game is on. Let's go. I'm out. Peace.
Yo, en het rijf.